Welcome to episode 98 of the Dominick Joseph podcast. Shut the up, Edit! Hey! Oh my god. Anyway, that is my grandpa's dog out there barking away. You know, you never really know when dogs are really going to stop barking. They just kind of start barking all the time. And I think dogs, that's their way of communicating. You know, like how we have yelling and how we have all that kind of stuff. They have barking. And he's still barking. And I think he's just upset because he never has his eyebrows trimmed. So that's kind of I think he's always kind of dealing with, you know, poor guy. You know, a lot of people don't get their eyebrows done, and dogs really don't either. So anyways, we're here with episode 98. And nothing like a little bit of Rez Dog barking to wake you up, or maybe help you on that drive, maybe help you with that extra fold, or even power through that next shift. You know, a lot of us listen to the show before going into work sometimes, and hey, you know, you got to have that motivation somewhere. Maybe you got to escape. And thank you for escaping here with us today. Us as in me. There's not nobody else involved in this, so I say us as in like, I think I'm making the podcast like a person too. So it's like when I say, yo, happy birthday from us, Dom Joe's podcast, it means like happy birthday from me. So anyways, let's start this off with a little bit of ETG. Get this episode rolling. So, you know, what's been going on lately? Today is actually September 27th. Shout out to my guy Rob. It's his birthday today. Big 24. His what NBA player wore 24? Wow, that's a hard one. Don't really know. Yeah, no idea. No, not one recollection of what NBA player wears in 24. Don't know. If you guys know a basketball player that wears the number 24, let me know. I still am trying to figure out one who wears 24. I don't know. I think there was a guy named I've found it. I have found the number that I don't think any NBA player has won, 24. Have you ever seen anyone wear 24? No, man, I haven't seen anyone wear number 24. Oh man, so I was at Walmart or Fred Meyer or one of those stores, you know, where you go and buy stuff. And this person in front of me, I was in Target. Yeah, I was at Target. I was actually going to pick up something. I was walking through the lanes, and I only had like 3 things. I think I had a case of LaCroix because I lost a bet, and then I had some water, like actual water, and then I had like, I don't know, something for like a yard. And then I'm in I have 3 items, and there's a guy in front of me in the self-checkout with 60 items, I swear to you. Dude, if you got more than 20 items, you shouldn't be in self-checkout. That should just be a known rule at this point. If you got 20 or more items, you go have the cashier take it out. Because if you're going to have 70 items at the self-checkout, I almost feel like the self-checkout is going to take you longer. You don't know the codes. You don't know anything. I feel like the people who are going to the self-checkouts with a lot of stuff, they're just trying to maybe, you know, cheat the system a little bit. And that's okay. I mean, whatever, you know, but I'm not going to judge. But I feel like that's what a lot of people do. And so I was just sitting there just really upstraught of why this person had so many, you know, things in there. So I went to LA this past weekend, and that was a good time. I got to go to the beach. I got to go to the club, dance around with my mask on. Yeah, I did go to a club, but I had my mask on, so I was woke. You know, I was out there making sure I had my mask on. Not a lot of people had their mask on, but me and my girlfriend did. So we did that. And then we went to the beach. We did a whole bunch of other stuff too, but those are like the highlights, you know. We were there for a relative's event. That's what I'll just disclose that. So that was a good time. But I was in the water, man. So we go down to the beach and we're carrying, the chairs, umbrellas, and everyone, maybe there's this kid, walking in front of me that has a sand bucket and stuff, and this kid had the sunscreen on his nose, but I don't think it was really doing much. It wasn't really that sunny, but some people gotta stay protected from the sun. So we were walking to the beach, and then I couldn't wait to just run out there to the waves. I run right into the water, dive in towards the wave. It's such a cool feeling to dive into a wave. When a wave is coming and you just dive right into it. Oh man, that's the best feeling in the world. I think getting taken out by a wave is pretty cool too. A lot of people would disagree probably, but I think that's cool. Not to the point where you drowned, but I'd go out to the waves and I would just I'd go up to maybe my shoulders. That was about as high as I'd go, and then let the waves take me out. Man, that was cool. It was a good time. But man, so we went to the fashion district where you can go buy fashion materials such as sewing stuff or ribbons or beads, a whole bunch of stuff like that, right? And this was in Los Angeles. I think it's called, I don't know what it's called, not District 9. That's a movie. It's the fashion district anyway. We get there and we're walking, dude. I saw a good sight of human bum bum, man. Human bum bum is another word for poop. If you guys didn't get that. So I was walking and I got a good whiff of shit. I didn't really want to swear, but that's what I saw. And there's flies around it, and there's somewhat, toilet paper, and it was, when you walk by something, it almost feels like the air is warmer. That's what it felt like. And this may be a little bit too much for you guys, and maybe you guys are using the 15-second skip ahead button. But that was nasty. I couldn't believe I was sitting there looking at, poop. And that was just so we're going and we're still getting stuff, and then we go to there's this Mexican restaurant there that I really wanted to try because we were just kind of killing time. So I was like, why don't I just get a fruit bowl or something? So I go and get a fruit bowl for $10. So I was skeptical, I'm like, okay, let's go to this Mexican restaurant, get a fruit bowl. All right, $10. I was like, okay, that's kind of expensive for a fruit bowl, but I'm here on vacation. Let's go for it. So damn. This Mexican restaurant hooked it up, man. A fruit bowl was this big, bro. The bowl was definitely worth $10. So if I'm here to say anything, man, the Mexican restaurant that I went to in Los Angeles, I was skeptical about paying $10 for a fruit bowl, and you guys read my mind, and you guys gave me a trough of fruit. Man, they know how to do it down there, man. Mexicans down there in their fruit bowls. And I'm not trying to say not be racist or nothing, but they know what they're doing. But one caveat I could say about the fruit bowl, if I had to be constructive, would be in the fruit bowl, it was 80% cucumber. And I guess cucumbers are technically a fruit because they have seeds in them. I think that's a classification for fruits and vegetables. I think it has to have to have seeds. So I think that's why tomato is technically a fruit, but I don't really think of it as a fruit. Yeah, because if you think about it like that means mango. Imagine because you know how tomatoes are basically a puree in spaghetti. Imagine if you just made mango your puree and put salt in it and then made that your spaghetti. That wouldn't taste any good at all because it's a fruit, and tomato is this hybrid. Maybe it would be good. Maybe you could grind up a mango and puree it and add some salt to it and oregano, parsley, boil it a little bit, maybe not, put it on a wooden spoon, and then try to sip the sauce off the wooden spoon, but it's too hot, and then it gets over your white shirt, and then you complain to your significant other that, oh my god, I always wear a white shirt when I eat, and I always spill on it, and then you have the hard joke of, oh my god, you always spill when you have your white shirt on, ha ha ha, and then you sit down, You eat, you keep your white shirt on, and then you have a spill on it again, and you see, this is why I didn't bother changing, because I knew I'd spill it. You make like the same joke within the same 20 minutes, and everyone laughs, and it's kind of like the laughs kind of start diminishing, and you keep saying it, and then you finally wash the shirt. So that was a really drawn out play of like what happens there. That's not like a personal story, but I feel like that would be probably pretty personal. Definitely a true story I made up. There's a lot of things that people make up, and I was on Twitter the other day, and some guy posted, Drake is more popular than Michael Jackson ever was. And his argument was Drake has had like quadruple amount of streams Michael Jackson has. And to that, I have to disagree. Michael Jackson was so famous. He performed on the world's biggest stage, which is the Super Bowl halftime show, and he legit just stood there for 2.5 minutes, and people were freaking out. Drake got booed off this stage because people wanted to see Frank Ocean at Camp Flog Gnaw. If we're just going to use those two, that's enough right there. I mean, Michael Jackson also, people didn't just, how Drake has like bops. People would be like, oh yeah, he's got a whole bunch, like every year he drops a banger. Michael Jackson would drop legit album bangers. And I'm not saying Drake doesn't have good albums, I can't say that because he has some albums that definitely have quality songs on them. But I'm just saying, people listen to Michael Jackson start to finish. People go to Drake's albums and they pick what they want to listen to. And that could be the times too. But I'm just saying, Michael Jackson definitely was way more famous than Drake ever was, and I will stand by it. I don't even know, man. When Michael Jackson came out, dude, like, come on. This has got to be a joke. I mean, them bringing this up is making me talk about it, so obviously it's doing something, I wonder about that sometimes, what I think. I sometimes think my phone has a mind of its own. I think my phone is somewhat unhappy. I swear it's just suicidal. My phone, I swear it just drains its battery life just so it can die. And I'm trying so hard to keep my phone alive all the time. I try to charge it. I try to take care of it. I try to cancel its apps all the time and offload some of the stuff off of it. But the phone just keeps wanting to die. If I could say anything to the phone, I would say I'm sorry. But I bought you to function, and I would appreciate if you would help me out a little bit more. You're always dying, but it's okay. It's kind of the thing that happens, and not a lot of things you can really organize as well as your phone not charging. I can also just charge it way more. I think we're having a familiar thing of this. But nothing beats that. So if you noticed that I was just trying to transition to something, I totally forgot what it was. But also, you guys make sure to tune into Daybreak Star Radio online. That's where I will be live on with my guy Dirty Harry on the radio station. Radio versus podcast is kind of it's a different feel to me. Radio is really high. You got to be really entertaining instantly, because people tune into the radio, like 2 seconds, they'll change the channel. Podcasts, like people like hear who you guys listen. You guys are listening to me. Like you guys click on Dom Jones podcast, and you're fully anticipating that it's going to be me the whole time. On radio, you got to be ready. So I guess I'm used to just like having these really long tangents that kind of just go from point A to point H. Instead of radio is like point A to point B really quick. And I really like the difference between the two. So what I'm saying is, be on the lookout for me on daybreakstarradio.com. But yeah, I'm really excited. I like podcasting more, though, I'll be honest with you. But I just like this podcast because it's me. and I like to just come on and bullshit. That's just how it is, man. I'm really contemplating about things that I'm doing, such as when I'm walking around, and I wonder if if I always start with my right foot. I'll get out of bed, I'll start right, I think I take my first step with my right foot every time. But it could be my left. Because I know when I get out of this table, I'm going to use my right foot. So, do you guys use your right foot when you get out of bed, or do you guys use your left foot? I feel like I do know some people that are like, they would rather put in like $1,000 worth into something than actually just buying a new one. And I'm one of them. I will continue to just like use the same things over and over again, even though I know I could just buy a new one. For instance, I have the original Xbox One that came out when it first came out like 10 years ago. And some insight to that is when the Xbox 360 first was like irrelevant after the Xbox One came out, I was like, oh man, you just got to get the new one so then you don't have to be that guy who's using the Xbox 360 still. I am that guy now that is hanging on to the Xbox One because I don't want to get the new Xbox Series X. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I got older and I know that things cost money. Oh man, that reminds me. I drive when it's just me driving, I drive more reckless than I do when someone's in the car. So I was kind of going a little quick. I was going 25 and like a 20 miles. So I was like 5 miles an hour over. And I go over this ditch or this pothole. Boom, boom. I'm like, okay, if I just don't think about it, maybe I won't have a hole in my tire. Maybe I don't have a flat. And I tried to not think about it for like 2 minutes, and then slowly I heard doot, 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 doot. And I was like, maybe that's the road. Because, some roads you go on, it does the doot, 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 and then you're fine. So 30 seconds goes by, and I'm like, okay, that's, let's pull over and let's see. Sure enough, I got a flat. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to break down right here. So I fucking pull into some other parking lot where I can kind of be on my own. It's like a dentistry and nobody's there. So I'm like, okay, let's just, let's bring the whatever the fuck. So yeah, so I have a donut in my car. So I take everything out of my trunk, which I had hella stuff in my trunk too. By the way, I had so many things in my trunk. So I take all the stuff out of my trunk, put it in my back seat, and then I get the donut out, get the lift, get the jack or whatever. Yeah, the jack and the lug nut remover thing, the wrench or whatever. So I take those off. I lift the car up on the wrong spot. I wasn't using the right spot on the car, so like it tilted a little bit. So I was like, okay, I'll put it on the right spot, put it on the right spot. Lifted it. Take the tire off, which was itself, for some reason, a problem. I took all the lug nuts off, and I couldn't take the wheel off. So I was like, okay. I tried ripping on it, like pulling it for like 30 minutes, and then I said, it's not coming off. So I lowered the car down, drove up and forward, fell off. Then the car's on 3 things. I raise it up, and then I have it all jacked up. I have the donut ready, putting it on, and I accidentally bumped the car a little bit. And the car falls on its one leg, which is, that doesn't have the tire anymore. So now I'm sitting there after getting out of the way really quickly so it didn't fall on me with my car on one of its, like, I don't know what it's called, the thing that holds the tire. Is it the axis or the bearing or whatever it's called, is on the concrete. My jack fell over and my car crushed it. So I have no way to lift the car up at this point. And if you guys were listening to this, a way that this wouldn't have happened is if I would have pressed the emergency brake. When you're changing your tire, make sure to put the emergency brake on before you start doing anything. I didn't know that. So I did all this and my car is like wobbly. And I'm like, oh, damn, I got to just be precise. And obviously when I put the donut on, it wasn't that precise. It bumped it fell down. So I was like, okay, I got AAA. I'm just going to call them, which I should have just done in the beginning. I should have just done that in the beginning. And then the guy gets there, oh, why didn't you just call us? You've been a member for like 3 years. I'm like, dude, I just wanted to get, I had to go to lunch. I had 30 minutes, and I didn't have time to call you because you guys take an hour to get there anyway. So then he raises it up, and then we put the donut on, and then I go to Costco, and I try to get new tires, and they go, oh, well, if you can't just get one new tire, which is probably bullshit, but they're probably right at the same time. So then I was like, okay, I'm not getting them here. Got them at Walmart because they're way cheaper. Got them on my Rez, no tax. So I ended up getting tires, and that is an expense nobody wants to get. After I got my first check from working at the radio station, I had to go buy new tires. Oh my God, that was an experience, man. Nobody likes to spend money on their cars. It's just a known fact. Unless it's like an air freshener, or maybe native couch or native cushions or native seat covers. Nobody really wants to go buy new things for their car. Or nobody wants to spend money on their car. They'll spend money for their car, if that makes sense. Like they'll get a new phone charger in there, something like that. But yeah, man, I'm definitely one of those people. Oh, I was so pissed. I mean, no matter what speed I was going to run into this pothole. And the pothole was going to do its damage, and I was there. And also, I had a nail in one of my other tires, so it was time to do it. It was time to, get new tires. It really was. And I mean, I think about it sometimes and wonder if I wouldn't have hit that pothole, how long if I would have had those tires. And the people at the tire place, of course, were like, oh, those were good tires, and you just shouldn't have hit the pothole. Yeah, because I feel like I've hit 1,000 potholes before, and this is the one that just struck me hard. And that just happens sometimes. Some potholes are different than others. Just like how we're all different, man. Everyone likes rocking their haircut a different way, or driving a different car. I'd like to believe most mechanics and tire places are good people and good places, but sometimes I just get a sketch vibe from them, man. Not sketch, but more like, you guys are definitely screwing me right now. I'll say something like, hey, what, like, where did this come from? Or how much is it going to be for those tires? I like to be like actually talked about it too before they just do it. And that's what they do all the time. But, you got to like make sure you know what you're doing. Man, we're out here, man. We're almost episode 100. It's so exciting. 100 times of, I can't even do, I don't think I could do 100 push-ups right now. I don't think I could. Probably do 100 squats, but my legs would be killing me. I think an alligator almost has 100 teeth. I knew a guy who had like 46 teeth. Yeah. No, I didn't. If you had 46 teeth, I think as a human, I think you would need to get them surgically removed. I never met anyone with a crazy amount of teeth. I mean, I've met some people that have had one arm, or I've had somebody with... I've met one kid one time in elementary school who had 11 toe fingers. Wow, 11 toes. What? Toe fingers. What? I don't even know where that one came from. But yeah, this person had 11 toes. That was kind of cool. I remember asking them, like, in a non-bullying way. We were kind of cool. And I was like, so, like, are you a little bit more balanced than the average person? That's what I asked someone who had 11 toes. And the guy did say yes. He's like, I feel like I am a little bit more balanced. And we were in 4th grade at the time. So I don't know maybe if he was educated enough to answer that question. But I feel like someone with 11 toes would know that answer. I'll never know. So he's got to take like an extra little bit. He's got a challenge he's got to live with, And that's clipping your toenails. He has to do it like 10 seconds longer than the normal person would. But that's okay. That's a special toe, and good for him. Hope he's out there. Hope he's doing okay. Don't remember his name. Don't remember even really what he looked like, but I do remember asking him if he was a little bit more balanced. I do remember back in the elementary school days, I would I would see all the kids play that game where you go and step on the states and like you got to race to what state it is. I remember I was pretty good at it. But then like as soon as you get to the East Coast, I don't know nothing. So I wonder if that's how it is over there. Like for people who live on the east side, when they start looking at the west side of the map, they're like, oh man, I don't even know what's over there. Like for us, we obviously know. Or is it just because the east side states are just really close together and you don't really know what state lines are, kind of, if that makes sense? Because I could tell you where Washington, Oregon, California, Wyoming, Nevada, and all those places are because they're big and they're like, they got, I don't know though. Or it's like proven like if you're going to make a map, I think like 50% of the time or maybe even higher, you start with the state you're in. I always start with Washington and then I go from there. I can do it like this. That's the US map drawing on my table. Oh man. I need to get a guest on here, man. But I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'd rather just talk to myself on here. And that's not, not me being personal to anyone who's on there. But for the time being, just because this week and the next week has been so busy, it's hard for me to scrunch someone in. And especially like if the conversation's going really well, I would hate to rush it because we both had, I had to go. Like if I'm going to have a guest, I at least want 2 hours to not even worry about nothing like that. So, I know the people who are listening could probably be like, oh, come on, Dom. But like, I promise within the next week or so, I'll probably have someone on here. But for the time being, it's just me. And we'll get to it, man. I love having guests on here. Episode 100, man, triple digits. It's something different. It's like when you're younger and you transition into the double digits. Like when you turn 10, you're like, damn, hell yeah. And then you turn 16, you're like, hell yeah. And then you turn 18, hell yeah. And you turn 21, cool. And then it's like, after that, after you turn 21, bro, welcome to the club of adult, bro. Yeah. Yeah, you turn 21, man. People are already saying, like, fucking, where you plan on living? Oh, man, that's funny. Those are really hard questions to ask someone who's that age. I don't even know what I'm doing, man, and I'm 23, man. I'm about to be 24. We're getting old. I still can't remember. I still don't know a basketball player's name with the number 24, man. I honestly don't think there is somebody out there that is played in the NBA that has worn the number 24 before. No, I don't know. No. Obviously there is. And for all the people who are just grinding their teeth right now and popping a vein out of their head, yes, number 24, Kobe Bryant did wear 24. Man, those people are just, I could even hear them. Oh my God! That is all my Laker fans right now. Like, how does he not know? Oh, man. Laker basketball, man, that's something special in a lot of people's lives. Not so much mine, but, they hold the cool, a place in my heart that I know the team they are. And the color they got. They got a good color scheme going over there, yellow, purple. I think the best color you can have on a team is red. Red goes good with everything, dude. Red goes good with so many things, man. Even khaki shorts. If you guys are cool khaki shorts fans, red goes with that. Hey Chuds is red in the suit seed. That's what I'm thinking about doing, man. A episode in the suit seed. That would be nuts. But we're not there yet. I don't even really know many things of the suit seed yet, but I'd love to learn and eventually get a episode that is all the suit seed. So other than that, though, I'm just thinking of things that go on there's a lot of things that are going on. Powwows are starting up again. Events, there's always events going on. There's things going. The scholarships opening. There's schools opening. There's the water's getting cold. And that's the thing over here. If you guys live in the Northwest, in the Puget Sound area, a lot of people like to think, oh, when it's hot out, the water is going to be warm. The water out there in the Puget Sound only fluctuates 2 degrees, from what I know. I could totally be wrong on that. But from what I've heard, it only fluctuates 2 degrees throughout the whole year. So that water is going to be cold no matter when you go in it. And I'm not talking about like when you go up to like your shins, because obviously that water is like shallow and it's going to be a little bit warmer. I'm telling you, the water is always cold out in the bay, man. You're going to jump out there, it's going to be freezing. I love it though, man. I really like going out there. Go out there, ground yourself in the water. It's hard to ground yourself because you're moving, but it fixes that equilibrium, Equilibrium, I think, is the thing that makes you feel balanced. I think we're all missing that 11th toe sometimes. We need to be a little bit more balanced. So imagine of that 11th toe, right now, or maybe you're in the water, when you're out crabbing or you're out fishing so long and your equilibrium's so fucked up that you're like moving in your sleep. That happens sometimes. I just really think about the water sometimes and all. I think about the wind and the 4 directions and the medicines and the sky world, underworld, and all that. And I guess the underworld and sky world, I shouldn't say it like that. I should say, I don't know how I should say it right now, but I retract those statements. But man, Seattle's starting up, man. I'll be out there this week, working vibes. What else has been going on with me? LA was a good time. The job in Seattle has been doing really good. If I could say one thing, I'm really excited about this rain that's out there, man. Rain gets me real excited, man. I like walking outside and smelling the rain. Probably real Washingtonian of me to say that. A lot of people out there are like, oh man, can't stand the rain. But man, I like it. I like going out there and seeing the rain and seeing everyone getting them jackets going and windbreakers. Outfits become a little bit more of a thing. You got to kind of piece some more stuff together. That's a little bit more fun. I like the winter, man. I like the rain. I like the winter. I like the spring. I like the summer, man. I like them all. I think they all bring a good part. I like fall and winter. They're loaded with them holidays. You got spring and summer. They're warm. People start getting like a little bit more tan. I mean, some people can get tan in the fall and winter, at certain places, but not here. Not here. You can't really get much tan over here in the fall and winter days. But what you can do is you can listen to the Dominick Joseph podcast. What you can do is you can support the channel. You can support yourself. What else can you do, man? I just hope everyone's doing okay. Because, I don't know, I guess there has to be a good part of the podcast where I gotta, tell you guys to do good, I know some people are going through it right now. That's another thing too. From what I've been talking to people, a couple of buddies of mine or cousins or, not naming names or something, but I know people are going through it. It's a busy time. But you'll get through it, man, or woman or kid or beast or whatever your pronouns are, he, she, they, or whatever, them. Y'all get through it, man. It's just that time of year where everything gets real busy. And a lot of people like to have split decisions in this time of year. 1 week you can think one thing, 1 week you'll think the other. But, we at this show, we're here for you. If you guys need to vent it out, let the show know what's going on. Remember, you guys can call in at 425-320-3641. I'm not an advice giver. I'm not a therapist, but I can at least, give you an opinion. I'm no miracle worker, but maybe you need to let it out to someone else, let it out to us here on the show. But man, that just feels good, having a spot, people can convene like that. That's why things, when people come together, things become so well. Like, the pyramids weren't built by one guy, dude, or maybe maybe one alien did it, and that could definitely be it too. I believe in aliens hardcore, man, but I also believe in, if there's 10,000 people working on something, it's gonna get done, especially back then. But I am a hardcore believer in aliens. So I used to watch Ancient Aliens all the time, like Aliens. I used to always really watch that show. But it's getting a little late out here. We don't have fireflies out here. I've noticed. I went to the East Coast and they got fireflies out there. It's not just like in a movie. It's like they actually got them out there. And again, another shout out to Rez Dogs, man, and what they're doing. I really like to see what they're doing over there. Shout out to the natives, man, too. I love the clothing they got in there. But anyways, this episode's been real chill, man, and I don't even really want to stop talking. I don't want to end it, man. I'm not fucking leaving. I don't want to leave. So we're going to stay here, and I'll think about something. It's like, when you go to a concert. Oh, yeah, I went to a WIllow Smith concert. That was dope. She put on a great show. Went with my girlfriend, and we were at the mosh pit, and we were trying to move up on the slow songs, which is kind of, you don't do that. But then, they were, trying to, make sure we didn't get in front of them. They were, scolding us. That's kind of the thing to do at a general admission mosh pit, and you're trying to move up, and people are, elbowing you and looking at you like you're the dick for moving up in the mosh pit. It's like, you're the dick, bro. That's what this is for. You're supposed to kind of, fight your way up. And it's like, me and my girlfriend got past someone in this mosh pit, and they got so mad. This girl hit me twice on the back, dude. Chill out, bruh. Oh, my God. They were so mad that we went in front of him in the pit, dude. WIllow said, all right, these next 3 songs are going to be like a pit. If you don't like mosh pits, get out. No one moved, and then we started going crazy. We started going up, and these people got so pissed, and they were in the same spot. We moved 8 people up, man. Oh, dude, it was dope. It was good times over in the Northwest out here, and we had a good time. And, just like everyone does, just like these Rez Dogs have a good time all the time, these Rez Dogs are free, man. These Rez Dogs are free. They're out here leashless. They're out here getting in the garbage. They're out here, bro. Rez Dogs, they're the ultimate freedom warrior. Them Rez Dogs, man. They know how to stick it to the system and get off that leash. They know how to find stuff in the garbage. They know how to be reckless. They don't need a haircut. They don't need to be groomed. All they need is just a treat, man. So hand that Rez Dog a treat today, because they're out there. They're our warriors today. They're grounding themselves, breaking free from leashes, sticking it to the man. So if I could leave you guys off with anything, feed them Rez Dogs, and I'll see you next week.